Hello again. Okay, so we're going to be talking about emotional management. This is really, I think, a hard one for people, especially once you get into Mary Kay. And it's not just Mary Kay, it's honestly just being an entrepreneur, especially if you've never done anything like this before, never ran your own business. I have been doing some kind of entrepreneurship since I was very young. And my husband also owns his own business. So we really, really have to practice what we preach as far as emotional management. It's hard, and it can take a lot out of you emotionally, but you don't have to let it. So, and that's what we're going to train on in this video. So I want to tell you guys, as you know, I was full-time nurse prior to Mary Kay. And there was a very hard lesson that I had to learn. And I just want to just tell you about that a little bit. So being a nurse, it requires a lot of practice in emotional management. And I had to do that throughout my nursing career. So, but it didn't happen overnight. It took experience and it took confidence to do. But I remember being fresh out of nursing school and I was working my very first nursing job. I was so overwhelmed and the patients were just so mean. I remember going into the bathroom and crying and just honestly going over my life choices. Like, why did I even become a nurse? So, but my preceptor came in and told me to pull myself together. And, at first I was like, oh, she's not being very nice, but she did. She said, pull yourself together. This is not about you. Patients might be rude, dismissive, or even angry at times, but it's never about me personally. And that was the problem. I was taking everything that was being said too personal. And, so the patients that we see and talk to are just a little snippet of time in these people's lives. So we don't have a clue what is going on in their life. We are just there to do our best and manage the problem at hand. But it's never about you. And I just thought that was such a great lesson because you can't take things, for instance, when you're trying to book somebody and they tell you no, or you're trying to sell something or say, I'm not interested. We can't get all up in our feelings and be all like, oh my gosh, they don't like me. What did I do wrong? It's not about that. You just don't know the experiences and things that people come in with. And so don't take that personally. And I know that's easier said than done, but this is preparing you for the mindset of an entrepreneur. All right, so there are three main aspects of our business: time management, money management, and emotional management. So you've already been trained on money and time. So today is emotional management. So if you learn to manage these three and lead yourself well, it's going to produce success in your Mary Kay business and in your life, I promise. Emotional management is one of the hardest skills to learn, but you can learn how to control your emotions so it doesn't stifle your business or worse, cause you to completely shut down. We women are emotional by nature, and working with women can be challenging. As entrepreneurs, we are always being watched by our peers, our customers, our team members, and our future consultants. So it makes it even more important that our behaviors and attitudes are in check. Okay. So this is a business, and you have to learn to take the emotion out of it. Not saying not to care for others' feelings, but just like men, to work and don't take the emotions to work, we must do the same, right? I mean, my husband, he can turn on and off his emotions like anything I've ever seen. And where we just get all so caught up in our feelings. But if we were to emulate what a man does in work, we can learn how to take out the emotion. So Mary Kay would say, you want to have the heart of a woman and the head of a businessman. I just think that's brilliant. All right. So people are going to come and go, your peers, team members, and sometimes even your mentors. You can't put your dreams in somebody else's hands. Don't attach your dreams and goals to somebody else. Keep your eye on the prize, put blinders on, and focus on what you want. People are human and life happens, but you can only control you and what you do. Emotional management with others being more successful than you. We all do things differently and in our own time, so don't compare yourself with others. Someone's success does not define your worth or your value. On the flip side of that, ever get discouraged when you see someone that you thought was winning and then stop or quit? Do you think, wow, if she couldn't do it, then there's no way I can? With people coming and going, which can be the nature of our business at times, you can't let it rock your boat. When someone leaves due to lack of success, for instance, it has more to do with their personal situation than it ever does with Mary Kay, I promise you. You don't ever hear the story behind the numbers, so don't assume the worst. You don't know what's happening in that person's life. As a Mary Kay leader, we each have our own opportunity. You have to choose to take advantage of yours. Don't get distracted by what other people are doing around you. So I met this new sales director at seminar, and she told me something that was shared with her by her LNSD, which is the National Sales Director, Leah Lachlan. And I just love this so much. She said, success is not what you do or accomplish. It's about who you become in the process. Isn't that so true? The gift of Mary Kay is truly how you develop as a person to become a better version of you that God intended for you to be. And then we get to share that gift with others. It is truly amazing. It helps me to keep my emotions in control. And when I remember this, regardless of my sales numbers or number of bookings I did or didn't get. So one way to grow and develop into that better version of yourself is by learning, personal development, and stepping out of your comfort zone. Thinking new thoughts, reading new books, being trained by leaders, going to events is how we elevate and develop ourselves into transition into that better person. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Do the hard things and the stuff you don't want to do. You've heard before that being uncomfortable is growth and progress. If you are struggling to manage your emotions, it's probably because you are progressing in your business. We all go through the emotional cycle. Okay. And I want to talk to you about this emotional cycle. So, stage one, you're a brand new consultant. You attend your meetings, you send positive feeling to the brain. I can do this. Okay. Stage two is frustration. You get cancellations, you're finding obstacles, maybe family and friends are negative about it. You're like, everyone uses Mary Kay. Everyone sells Mary Kay. That's stage two. Stage three is shock. I can't believe it. They said this would be so easy. Oh my gosh, what have I done? That's stage three. Stage four is denial. You withdraw, you procrastinate, you avoid meetings, you avoid getting bookings. That's stage four. Stage five is fear. I can't do this. Maybe this isn't for me. Selling isn't just for me. I need to send my product back, and oh my gosh, I'm going to lose money. That's fear. And then stage six, you might get angry. And there's two parts to this stage. Why didn't they tell me this? They lied to me. Nobody likes Mary Kay. Everyone's allergic. Everyone's a consultant. Maybe you blame the company, your recruiter, your director, everyone but yourself. And then part two of that cycle is you get angry at yourself. You admit and recognize your feelings. You alone are responsible. And then guess what? Stage 8 is the last stage. You're back to stage one. Just try to stay there, but be realistic. Tell yourself it's not like me to not reach my goals and be discouraged. So then you get excited again and you're feeling great about your business. And guess what? It just starts all over. Guess what? You're not alone. It's not just Mary Kay. This is every entrepreneur. Okay. But the quicker you get through the stages and get back to stage one, the better you're going to be. So you start out as a new consultant. I'm going to go over this quickly again. You're excited. Okay. Then sets in the frustration, then the fear, then the anger. Then you're back against excitement and recommitting. This is circular and constantly you go through each stage. It's not about if you'll go through it. It's about when you go through it. So no matter what level in Mary Kay you are, we all go through this. It's a matter of how to maneuver through it quickly by not staying in that fear, frustration, anger. Okay. You want to spend more time being committed, focused, and a good state of mind, and less time in the frustrated fear mode. If you stay in that frustrated, fear, disappointed, angry stage, then you can get stuck emotionally and actually physically. It keeps you from booking, keeps you from sharing, keeps you from selling and doing the things that move you forward and making you money. You get in a negative headspace and it can swallow you up if you're not careful. The trick is getting through it quickly and moving on to the focused, excited, and recommitted stage. This is emotional managing, and this is how you push through those stages you don't want to be in. Have a vision, a goal, or even your calling. Focus on why you are doing what you are doing. Remember why you signed up in the first place. Was it to have more flexibility, spend more time with your family, make that extra money to do something that you've always wanted to do? And then why have you stayed? The extra money, the positive culture, the personal growth. There are a million reasons. Remember that. Those are worth being excited about and worthy of your focus, right? And then secondly, pray about it. I pray for the devotion and diligence to my business, and God has helped me to keep pushing through. Attitude, and this is key. You can help with this by using affirmations when you feel you're moving into those negative stages, but also use them daily, several times a day, even when you are recommitted and excited. What you tell yourself becomes your truth. So keep it positive and keep it constant. I also help my attitude by dressing professionally when just working in my office all day. My attitude is better when I am dressed nicely and feel put together. Even if I am in sweats and haven't showered, I am less focused, more easily distracted, and don't handle business matters well, just because I don't feel good about myself. So keep your fear and frustrations, etc., for your director. You've heard go up, not out. Why? Because your director understands. I've been there and I can help you through it. We all, sometimes when we get into that fear mode or disappointment mode, we retreat, but I don't want you to retreat. I want you to come to me. Okay? Gain control, work the numbers. This is a numbers game, this business. It is easy not to get emotional over statistics and numbers. I always keep this in mind when I'm getting a lot of no's or didn't sell anything at an appointment. It happens. It's a numbers game, okay? The more people you see, the more your sales are going to be, the more potential for team members, all right? It's just numbers. 1 out of every 5 signs up. All right. Work, not worry. I continually tell myself not to worry. It is in God's hands. It doesn't do any good, and no results come from worrying. All it does is stress you out. People are not attracted to worry warts, okay? And it comes off as desperate, honestly. I do not let stress get in the way of my task. I mentally act like I have a ton of sales and plenty of recruits, even when I don't, because this way I am more apt to listening to people's needs instead of my own. So if I'm sitting at an appointment and I'm going through my skincare class, and in the back of my head, I'm saying, oh my gosh, I really need to sell. I really need to sell. I hope she sells I hope she buys a whole lot. Oh my gosh, what's going to happen? I'm not really listening to what she's telling me. And I'm probably missing important information and picking up on some clues she's given me. But if I keep going to appointment, I tell myself, I sell a lot. I get a lot of team members. I am good. Then I'm relaxed and I'm listening. I'm taking in. And because I'm doing that, my sales are usually higher. She's listening to the opportunity. So a lot of things good come out of that. So put that worry in the trash. We don't need to do that. All right. Your self-coaching. This is the conversation you have with yourself. When you are in the fear, frustrated, disappointed stage, or don't want to make those booking calls, just ask yourself, what is my next step? And I did learn this from a director a few years ago. She goes to the gym at 5 a.m. every morning. And she said there are days that she would rather sleep in and not go. But she just says to herself, what is my next step? Because she don't want to get out of bed. Who wants to get out of bed at 5 a.m. and go exercise? I don't want to get up and exercise at any time, especially not at 5 a.m., right? Y'all with me? But she gets out of bed. And then she says, what is my next step? Brush your teeth. So she brushes her teeth. And then she says, what is my next step? Get dressed. So she goes and gets dressed. What is my next step? She keeps going through this. And the next thing you know, she's at the gym working out. So this is what I do when I don't want to make those booking calls. I make a list of all the people I need to call. Then I break it down to the ones I am pretty sure are going to say yes. That gives me a win. And that's what my next step is. And then I say, okay, what is my next step after that? Well, I'm going to call the ones that may or may not book. Great. A few more wins. What's my next step? By the time I know it, I have made all of my calls. Did everyone book? No. But again, it's a numbers game. But I also got wins, and that's what I focus on. I focus on the yeses. The no's are good too, though, as it is shows that I am making progress and I'm working my business. So I would rather get no's all day than sit and do nothing with my business and wonder why I didn't reach my goals. So self-coaching is taking small baby steps, breaking down the scary into doable steps. So go out, get your wins, focus on the daily, then the weekly, then the monthly. And before you know it, you have climbed the mountain and you're going to wonder, how did I get here? And control your emotions. And don't get stuck on those negative thoughts and that negative hamster wheel. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Make sure after watching all of the videos that you let your director know so you can get a prize. Thanks so much. Have a great day.